What is up, my viewers? Spang here, bringing you another World of Tanks gameplay commentary. I'm not sure what's going on here. I really am not, but I'm gonna try anyway. So, anyway, this is a standard battle on Abbey, as if there was any other sort of battle. The tanks seem to be fairly even in tier all the way down. And really, I have no idea why the tanks are floating at all. This is Prodigy. He is part of the SVK2 clan, and he is playing in his T25 AT, which he has told me is pretty much stock. It has the gun from the M36 Slugger, and I'm just going to try my best to do a commentary. Okay, there we go. It has met ground, hopefully. It's looking at a wall. I don't know why this replay is so broken. I truly do not. And now he's driving through the wall. Okay, there we go. I swear to God, he's not using hacks. It's just the replay's broken. This is an 8.0 replay. I'm currently have 8.1 installed, and I'm just gonna keep going, simply for the sheer entertainment factor here, because I really don't know how else to explain it. So flying tanks. So we have a scout apparently rushing up that 6 line. That's something that you occasionally see. Prodigy still very, very much focused on that center alley, but quickly switching his attention to over on the left side where that scout tank was, but apparently has disappeared and simply just vanished. His team not really sending all that many tanks to the 1-2 line, probably going to cost them a bit of heartache later, and sending only a few tanks to the trench as well. So many of his tanks are staying on base and not really doing anything. Losing a SU-100M1, that's not very good at all. The T20, ooh, here we go. A very strong push into the center. There it is. I was wondering where the majority of those enemy tanks were going to be coming from. Takes another shot at the T1 HT. Now, I'm curious, what is this gun? It is not quite as good. Damage 240, penetration 160. So it basically is using the same gun as the T20 at this point, the same 90mm that the T20 gets to use. And that kind of makes me jealous that if this is your stock gun, or rather the gun you get on the M36, that I'm stuck using that on the T20. I'm just saying. But there we go, kill number 1. He's going to go for this T49, a slightly easier kill than everything else. And apparently it's in the walls. It is in the walls! So I don't know what happened to that push exactly. He's trying to lead the target. And those shells are apparently hitting the wall when you zoom out. So that push, yeah, there we go, got completely decimated. The AMX 12-ton died. Driving off a cliff there and losing his track and still flying in the air. So again, I'm not quite sure why this is happening. The enemy sending another strong push through the trenches. He is up to 2 kills at this point. The first kill being, he got a kill on that T1 and he got a kill on something else as well. Now, right here, I do have to say, I kind of agree with this. He's going for the center, which means he's basically gonna prop himself up in the middle, give himself overwatch of his base, which is a very smart thing to do considering such a large push is coming for him. It allows him to give a supporting role from his base as long as he has someone spotting, or if he is good enough at it, he can spot them himself. The Yogg Panther getting himself destroyed. The enemy tanks apparently not floating, at least it did not look like they were. I'm guessing this floating glitch is for some reason only affecting Neveraim's team. Is he going to crash through it? Nope, apparently it's completely broken. So I'm just curious how this is going to play out, or at least how this is going to look. Neveraim. Okay, I feel like I should defend myself for saying that. The fact is, this is my 4th replay I've recorded tonight, and the past 2 replays I've done are Neveraim's. So cut me some slack, please. Okay, so Prodigy taking a shot at the T29, going to probably kill it here. It is certainly below his average damage, so if he can just get a solid hit, come on, you can do it. You've got 240 average damage with 160 penetration. You can get through it. He got through it for no damage. Awesome. So quite alright, I'm guessing. The SU-100, a force to be reckoned with 390 average damage and a penetration of 175, more potent than the gun he is using, certainly, is going to try and assault the base. I don't know what it's doing on the front lines. It really should have let the KV-1S go first, or the Tiger. There's the Tiger right there, shooting at where the SU-100, I'm guessing, was? I don't know what's going on here or what he's shooting at. I'm just going to chalk it up. Yep, he's shooting at the SU-100. I'm chalking up this whole mess to the fact that his tank is flying. There's the T-29 in the front. He should probably be focusing. There we go. The T-25 proving just how bouncy it can be. Yes, the enemy tanks are also flying. There we go. I wasn't quite sure if they would be, but he's trying to kill that T-29, who is simply just bouncing shells off him. The T-25 is quite the bouncy tank destroyer, which is why it's appropriate. It leads up to the T-95, I suppose. But this Tiger, never going to penetrate. Yeah. I didn't mess up at all. Smooth recovery, Spang, totally. So Prodigy trying to kill these guys, but doing nothing but bouncing shells. Again, chalking this up to the whole flying tank thing. You can tell on the minimap that BDR is actually moving, and there it is. For some reason, it doesn't show them as moving when he's staring at this wall. But on the minimap, you could tell it was moving. That Tiger going to die very quickly to Prodigy's gun, unless he switches targets. I don't know why he did. I think he should have just continued to try and eliminate that Tiger. But at the same time, he's up to 4 kills, doing very well for himself. His team is losing. There we go, eliminating that Tiger. I guess he was aiming at it. It's just due to the glitch, it looked like he wasn't. Now he's going to try and eliminate this KV-1S. Missing shells, clearly. And that T-29 is still alive. I am assuming that T-29 is heading back to base. This KV-1S, if it has the upgraded gun, can prove to be rather difficult, but if the T-29 was bouncing off him, the T-29 has 198 damage on its upgraded gun, and that KV-1S at most has 175, so it's not that likely he will get through him if he even saw him. So, there we go, kills of, kill number 6. The T-29 competing for top gun on the enemy team, and he's just going to fly right over to the enemy's base. He's currently looking for the enemy T-29. At least that's what I assume. He will proceed to just drive. Yep, he's going directly to the enemy's base. Not actually going... Hey, look! Flying tanks meet in the air. There we go. Kill number 7. So at this point, the enemy T-29 has to get both kills, which is possible. Artillery proving to not really be that much of a factor, at least... It doesn't look like it has been up until this point. And ARL moving back to base defense, that's kind of a moot point at this, at really, you know, this time in the match. It's kind of unnecessary that ARL, there we go, the T-29 apparently wanting to get in on the flying action, flying battle tanks, yes! I am probably way more amused by this than I should be. But the T-29 getting hit by that ARL, and now very, very, very concerned for his health. The ARL apparently having a good gun as well, good enough to get through the T-29 quite easily. There we go, Prodigy taking his first damage of the game. Unfortunate for the T-29, he wasn't hurt previously, so that really means absolutely nothing. And Prodigy here up to 8 kills. That will get him Radley Walters medal as well as Top Gun. And if I recall correctly, he did not send me any post-game screenshots, so I don't know if I am recalling 100% correctly. But I think he also got Sniper, which I can believe with how many shots he's taken, although it's hard to really determine. So it looks like this AMX 105 FA, or it's just an AM, is going to die, or not. I am surprised that thing just ate a shell for no damage. That's kind of surprising. I own it. It doesn't typically do that. And it just killed his ARL. So what is Prodigy going to do? He's going to go kill it. Because, I mean, that's the only logical option at this point. Honestly, if I were him, I would have just gone for the base. I'd be like, yeah, I could go with an invader. That works for me just fine. You know, at the same time, I do know I preach about that whole strategy of no mercy and kill them all, but if I have the chance to get an invader, I'm going to take it. That's just one more medal, especially if I've already gotten 8 kills. I'm totally going to take an invader. You cannot tell me that you wouldn't. I mean, okay, maybe you wouldn't, like Prodigy here isn't, but at the same time, I do recommend taking the invader. You'll probably boost your score just so much more. He did tell me he got Mastery Badge Ace Tanker from this, which is easily believable considering the fact he has killed so many of the enemy team and quite a few of them. That Tiger, that T25, I mean, he's killed tier 7s. He's killed his own tier, so it's very, very believable. Okay, so it looks like he may have given up on looking for that AMX, or maybe he's still searching, but he is now at least heading towards the enemy's base. And hopefully when he is halfway towards the enemy's base, his base doesn't start getting captured and he ends up getting capped out. Okay, he is still close enough to his base to where he can, turn around and go take out that little arty bastard. So let's see if the flying tank can handle it. Oh, I'm sure he can. Okay, let's face facts. The chances of that AMX killing him at this point are very, very slim. Especially if he hits him in the frontal armor. Tier 7 tanks typically don't tend to take that much damage from tier 4 artillery. Apparently the artillery seeing him quite clearly, taking a shot at him. And Prodigy just kind of saying, oh, you want to shoot me? And, ooh, playing a bit sneaky here. That arty is now going to think he's coming this way. And I think the artillery is going to come right around this corner, hoping to get behind him. That's if I am assuming correctly. I mean, it's quite possible I'm not, but we could very well be seeing an interesting engagement here. Both players trying to get inside each other's head and play the game of who's going to predict whose actions correctly. The enemy artillery possibly still thinking Prodigy is coming from over here and maybe moving to engage him. I don't quite know what's going on here. That artillery seemingly having disappeared completely. It's just, I have no idea where he went. Okay, so flying tanks still flying, and artillery apparently having ran completely. Looking to possibly draw this out, I'm guessing. Either that or get him in an ambush position where where he can kill Prodigy in 2 shots, basically take the first shot and back off and reload in time before Prodigy can get a shot off on him. So it's quite possible that the AMX is looking to kill him, but at the same time it's also very possible the AMX is just looking for a draw. I know there are plenty of situations where you simply deem you cannot win and you say, I'll draw it out. I mean, it's not a loss and it's not a victory for them. So a draw is always preferable to a loss, but never preferable to a victory, as if I'm not stating the obvious. And he's going to fly right over this. Just up. Nope, he hit the mountain. I'm wondering if he really hit that wall in this game, or if that's just a glitch in the replay. Okay, he got unstuck, so that really did happen. I still don't know why his tank is flying. And now it's hit solid ground again. It's really just one of those oddities. I'm guessing, apparently there's a 3601 flying on the base. Interesting. So it looks like he will go for, he's got to turn around now. He has no option but to turn around. This artillery proving to be a continuing pain in his tank's backside. Just, why will you not face your death or let him capture? Seriously, every time he is close to the enemy's base, the artillery seems to just start capturing. So I guess well played by you, Mr. Artillery, but it seems as if your time has come. You can't take him on one-on-one, that's for sure. Not unless you get a very lucky hit. You could ammo rack him, it's possible. But I think Prodigy more than has this round wrapped up here. It is, at the very worst, it's going to draw. But given the fact he got Ace Tanker from this, I'm going to go out on a limb and say he won. You always get more experience on a victory than a draw. And I can't recall any time of any of my friends telling me they got an Ace Tanker from a draw. So the artillery apparently not seeing him this time. At least I'm assuming not. Otherwise they would have taken a shot at him like they did previously. And Prodigy just going to roll on up. Artillery floating ever so nicely above the base for him. I'm obviously that didn't happen really. If it did, we would have seen so many comments on it in the game. That would have been priceless, but flying tanks are flying. Anyway, if you like this video, click that like button. If you want to see more, subscribe. And as always, if you got a replay, send it to spanglereplays@gmail.com. Email is in the description. Disclaimer of I still have tons of your replays to get through, so it will be a while if you send one in. Anyway, congratulations. No invader for you. I think you should have just gone for it in the first place, but you went to hunt. So it's acceptable. Certainly. And 9 kills, that's nothing to scoff at. So well played, and thank you for sending in this replay. Anyway, yeah, I've already said everything else, so this has been Spang, and I am signing off.